Welcome back to the channel, y'all. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Zach. Everything on this channel, all the content that I post here, is intended to be a beacon of light or hope, words of encouragement for yourself or anybody who finds it, especially if you're going through a hardship in your life, whatever that may be. That being said, tonight I want to talk about being isolated as you kind of begin or pursue a transformation for yourself or a healing journey, however you may look at it. The isolation part of it comes with just about every journey where we redefine ourselves, where we really embody the change that we want to see in ourselves or that we know we're capable of. The isolation part sometimes comes from having to sever those ties with people that we know aren't beneficial to our lives. And I don't mean that as we're better than them, but I mean that as they're not healthy relationships. They're not healthy behaviors that we act in while we're around those people. Or we may just not connect with those people on an intellectual level, and we may feel manipulated by those people. That being said, as we go through a transformation and we find ourselves isolated from people we used to connect to, people that were close to us, it is very easy to feel like your journey or this process you've just kind of set in motion is like a punishment. It doesn't make sense, or it doesn't feel like it's worth it because you are alone. The thing about that is that loneliness and the fact that you are not currently connecting with people is only temporary. It does not stay as a forever thing, and it's actually giving you access to yourself in a capacity that you don't have when you are preoccupied with these external connections with other people. I'm not trying to say that any of these connections you may have had or that just having other people in your life is a bad thing. By no means is that the message I'm trying to convey. But along our path to redefining ourselves and changing ourselves, being alone is by no means a punishment, because we get to re-explore all the space within us for the things that naturally are us. To me, this is one of the things that I always envision as healing inner child wounds or reconnecting with your inner child. There are sometimes characteristics that get shut out within us. They get turned off, or we limit our own access to subconsciously as we grow up, and we assume these other characteristics from connections and experiences with other people, and we turn off those portions of us that are the pure, truly there, always have been portions of us that were there as children. We reconnect with things that we have always loved to do. We find new inspiration in things that inspired us as kids. We find a hopefulness within us, this like happy optimism that we have as a child. But that comes through isolation and working through some of the things in our lives that have been kind of holding us back or burdening us. Not being around other people is only temporary. And it removes a lot of things, a lot of external input from our life. that allows us to explore ourselves and things within us that may have been old inspirations that brought us happiness and joy or creativity. Or we may get to explore new spaces for new hobbies we want to pursue, or new things that we want to teach ourselves or adopt into our lives. These are the things that become the new characteristics we carry. They become the new things we find interesting about ourselves. They become the new things that new people find interesting about us. Even if some of them are old things that we forgot we enjoyed, but they were just buried under other stuff. So as you're alone and you're working through some things that might be painful, take time to explore new and old spaces within you for things you used to do or that you used to enjoy, but for some reason or at some point forgot about, or that it got lost along the way of growing up or being in relationships. There are things that I lost of myself in relationships with friends, with partners. Things that meant a lot to me. Things that meant a lot to me that brought me this inner happiness, this joy, this childlike innocence, were things that sometimes got lost for me because there were things that the people around me didn't appreciate or didn't align with. And I valued those people's relationships more than I valued the things that I valued. And that's what part of this healing journey, or whatever your transformation is about, that's part of what the whole point is. Finding the things within you that hold value for you. That light, the fire within you to live life, right? Because at some point, speaking for myself, at some point we get so caught up in growing up that we forget the beauty we saw in the world as a kid. And we forget to be that inspired, can conquer the world attitude having kid. Nothing in life has to break that out of you. Nothing in life has to take that inner child's potential and happiness away from you. And in a transformation or healing journey, you get an opportunity to reconnect with that inner child. You get an opportunity to reconnect with things that are meaningful to you and find new things that are meaningful to you. And then you're not as worried about being lonely. Eventually you will reconnect with people. I'm not trying to say you'll spend the rest of your life alone. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But you get an opportunity to bring things back into your life that gave your life joy and happiness. And then you get to share those things with people as you keep going along your journey. The loneliness part goes away because the more you work on yourself, the more you find those things that bring you happiness and are creative outlets for you, or are new things that you learn. Inevitably that stuff connects you with people that those things are important to also. And then you get to share that. And then it all kind of makes sense, right? You meet new people. You connect in new ways that you didn't connect with old people. And before you know it, you're living a beautiful life as the new person that you set out to become. that's why we set out on these journeys, isn't it? That's why we step into these, so that we can live new, beautiful lives for ourselves and share that with people around us. I hope this helped. I know that I tend to ramble, but I usually try and bring it back full circle. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'm almost done with this sketch, which I think I started like a month ago, and it's gone through like 5 different iterations. But if you've been keeping up with these videos, this is almost done. And it might be a t-shirt that I release. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll talk to you later.